Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Gigi on the track. Happy Thursday. We call it Friday's Eve. This is the day that the Lord has made. We are going to rejoice and be glad in it. What a beautiful morning here in the 757. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I want to say happy Teachers Appreciation Week to teachers everywhere. We appreciate you. You know, sometimes you don't feel appreciated. And I've been on both sides of it. I've been a student and I'm a retired educator after 23 years of service. But we appreciate you, teachers everywhere. You know, I was thinking about the theme of the International Leadership Summit that we just came from in Florida. And the title was Valiant Leadership in Volatile Times. And I tell you, teachers, you have been leading and teaching in volatile times. And so we appreciate you. We appreciate you. You know, I have a gym nugget this morning and also influenced by the summit. And the title of the gym nugget today is Let's Understand Each Other to Survive. Let's understand each other in order to survive. Meaning, let's understand the differences and challenges of each of our generations. 1 Corinthians 13:11 says, when I was a child, I spake as a child, I understood as a child, I thought as a child, but when I became a man, I put away childish things. Yes. There's a difference. We should have a better understanding once we become of age and we understand better. But there are challenges between different types of generations. And what may seem normal for one generation may not seem good for another generation. There was a session that was titled Boomers, Generation Xers, Millennials, and Generation Zers, Challenges of Leading Intergenerational Teams in Today's Workforce. One of the speakers was a millennial who has worked for a corporation and leads a corporation. And then you had a baby boomer, minister of a very prominent church, who not only is the pastor and the preacher, but they also employ workers. They employ people in the church across all the generational lines. And it was just an interesting conversation because, for example, you know, many of us baby boomers, we went into a job, we stayed there for 30, 40 years, retired, and we believe that's the best way to go. Where your millennials, they may go from job to job, and we as baby boomers may say, well, you know, that's just not stable, that's just not good. But it works. You know, what was effective for us as baby boomers, the way the millennials do it, it's been effective for them. And, you know, sometimes we have to understand that because each generation has had its own challenges and own understandings and even own norms. You know, your generation Xers and Zers, they were almost coming out of the womb knowing how to use computers and phones. And, you know, I was thinking about Bishop Jakes coming on with that hologram. Sometimes it's going to be a time where you ain't even going to have to show up in person. You could use a hologram and be where you need to be. But when we talk about that, we need to understand we don't need to fight against it. We can use all of that in order to survive in today's world. That's why I love Hezekiah Walker's song. I need you, you need me. We're all a part of God's family. Stand with me, agree with me. We need each other to survive. And that comes from understanding each other and using all of that to be successful. to survive. Whether we're talking about in the workplace, whether we're talking about in our churches, whether we're talking about it in our own families. You know, not that we condone those negative parts of, those generations, but those things that we can come together on and learn from each other. The pandemic has taught Pastor and I a lot. Even tonight, join my husband tonight for Life Study at 7 p.m. on the Gem Nugget channel. Make sure you subscribe. Before the pandemic, it was just a normal, hey, we're going to go to the church in person at 7 o'clock. And now we do it online. We become more comfortable with that. I don't know if we're going back to in person. I don't know. But everything has its own pros and cons. And we need to learn across the generational lines those things that are effective. It goes both ways. I believe that the younger generation, they need our wisdom. They need our guidance. But also, we need the expertise and the things of the younger generations. And so it's just a matter of coming together. So, as I said, let's understand each other so we can all survive. That's my gem nugget for today. Don't forget, Life Study tonight, 7 p.m. Join us in person on Sunday. And you can see us online. Previous services, it's all about coming together and understanding each other in order to survive. Y'all be blessed.